Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ogungbe Abisoye, and I'll be taking us through an introduction to Ebola virus, along with my co-presenters, Alison Mercy and Obiozo Regina. So, what's Ebola virus? Ebola virus is an enveloped single-stranded virus, a negative strength sense virus. It's a causative agent to a disease known as the Ebola virus disease that affects humans and primates. It causes a highly infectious disease in humans and primates, and taxonomically, it belongs to the order Mongo-Negavirales, the family Filoviridae, and the genus Ebola virus. And this image here on my right is a transmission electron image of the Ebola virus. As you can see its filamentous structure and its thread-like structure. Now, taking us back to the history of this virus was initially isolated in 1976 during two outbreaks in Central Africa. The first one occurred in a location known as Zaire, which is now the country of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It was centered near the Yambuku Mission Hospital near the Ebola River, which is where this virus got its name. It has recorded 318 cases with an 88% mortality rate. The second outbreak also occurred in Sudan near Maridi and Nazara, where it recorded 284 cases and its 58% mortality rate. Now, over time, due to ongoing research, scientists have been able to identify 6 species of this Ebola virus, and they are the Zaire species, the Sudan species, the Bodibogyo species, the Thai forest species, the Western species, and the Bombali species. This Bombali species was just recently discovered. The Zaire Ebola virus, the Sudan Ebola virus, and the Bundibugyo Ebola virus are the ones that are known to cause these Ebola virus disease outbreaks, which most of us have heard about. So these three are mostly responsible for causing these diseases, while the rest are not really responsible like that. They cause just few diseases in other animals. Now, over the years, we've had a huge history of Ebola virus disease outbreaks across Africa and also some other countries outside of Africa. Some of the notable ones are the one that occurred in 1995 in Kiwit, Democratic Republic of Congo, where there was a massive resurgence of the Zaire species of the Ebola virus, resulting in 315 documented cases and a lot of deaths. There was also another case in 2000 to 2001, where prior to 2014, this stood as the largest Ebola virus disease outbreak, totaling 425 cases, and it was caused by the Sudan species. Moving on to 2007, we had the Bundibugyo Ebola virus. This is where it was first, this was the year it was discovered, and although it infected 149 individuals, it had a slightly lower fatality rate of 25%. And this image here just shows us the Ebola virus outbreaks over the years. You can see that the disease is mostly centralized in Central Africa, in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The red shows us Democratic Republic of Congo, where in 1976 the first outbreak occurred. Then we also have other outbreaks from 2018, 2007, and so on. We also had an outbreak in West Africa from Guinea, where it spread to other countries, even going as far as Europe. Now, we'll move on to the biggest outbreak that has actually been recorded in history, which was the 2014 to the 2015 West African outbreak. It was the single largest and most devastating outbreak in Ebola history. It started in late December of 2013 in the country of Guinea in West Africa, and it affected over 7 countries across West Africa and Europe, including Nigeria. It was imported into Nigeria in 2014 by a Liberian congressman. it had 28,652 confirmed cases and 11,325 mortalities. It was such a devastating disease, and it's the largest that's ever been recorded so far. This map here shows us the image of the countries that were affected by the 2014 to 2015 outbreak, and the countries on green. This map was at 2015, December 2015, and the countries on green shows us that those countries, that is the Democratic Republic of Congo, Nigeria, Mali, Senegal, the Gambia, had been declared free as at that time of the disease, while Guinea, which was where the outbreak started from, still had intense and ongoing transmission. Although this disease still eventually spread to the United States of America, it spread to Spain, the United Kingdom, and Italy, and it was eventually declared over in June of 2016. Currently, the WHO has officially declared that there's an outbreak of the Ebola virus. This was announced on the 17th of May 2026, and it's caused by the Bundibugyo species of the Ebola virus. It's currently affecting the eastern provinces of the Democratic Republic of Congo. As I've said before, that these outbreaks mostly come from Central Africa, where it now spreads to other countries. So it's currently affecting the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Uganda, with 129 confirmed cases, 1,077 suspected cases, and 246 suspected deaths. Which brings us to where we are today, where there is a need for ongoing research for vaccines and treatment options for this disease. Thank you for listening.